All right. Well, we're going to be getting into sidelines. It looks as if all our sounders were deleted.
Even on 3?
Yeah, yeah. Everything is gone, so we don't have any music for sidelines, but that's okay.
Okay. Do you want to do an acapella version of it right now?
Yes.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
A swing and a drive.
Why didn't you just play it from the 4:30 Sports, the one you just played when you
Okay,
did
we're
sports?
trying to do something right now, and you just ruined it.
No, I mean,
Okay. Ready? Everyone.
I want in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
This is must-see radio.
Okay. Must see rate. I love it. Okay. With 3, 2, 1.
Do, 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 do.
A swing and a
Down,
drive.
down,
Back,
down,
back,
down,
back.
down,
And we'll
down,
see
down,
you
down,
tomorrow
down,
night.
No, 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 no. This is Dick Bramer from the Minnesota Twins.
And you're listening to KVSC. What I don't know the other high like Breezy shoots. He
Scores!
Lob in front. Garnett to the middle. Layup. Oh, and for the win. Kevin Garnett.
Do you believe in miracles? I don't know if that one's on there.
Keenum
It
steps
should
into
be
it.
if it's not.
Keenum steps into it. Diggs. Sidelines. Touchdown.
It's a Minneapolis miracle!
All right.
All right.
Welcome
So
to
now,
Sidelines.
yeah, welcome to Sidelines, everybody. My name's Will Heyer. I'm the host today. I've got a great panel. I got Nick Speliopoulos. I've got Andrew Steele. Drew or Andrew?
Drew,
Okay,
it doesn't
Drew.
matter.
Andrew.
My mom calls me Andrew, so I guess you can call
I've
me
called
Andrew.
you a lot of different things on this show.
Yeah, you dropped the Steelman.
Yeah,
last
I
week.
said Steelman last week, so I had to make sure I didn't do that. This week we got Nathan Daggett, and then we got this tall glass of water.
Yeah, boy.
AJ Fredrickson. What's up, bud?
I am pumped. I finished. I'm all done now. I had papers upon papers to write. In the past like 24-ish hours, I think I wrote like almost 20 pages of actual like papers, and I was thrilled that I finally got a chance to sleep last night, and the draft was on, and everything just worked out great, and now it is the weekend, and we have one last week before I get to go home and see my dog for an extended period of time.
Yes. So the draft was last night. That's going to be the big talker. Pick one. Baker Mayfield.
I'm going to pick one thing is that Cleveland's front office is just a bunch of buffoons who are
Yeah.
just idiots.
They are baboons.
I will agree with that.
They're just so dumb.
Yeah, he's the third best in this group at best.
And
Third best.
that's even a stretch.
Yeah, you can definitely say Rosen's a lot better.
Well, I just think if Baker's their guy, I don't really have a problem with him being their guy. That's fine. But if you're not going to take the best quarterback,
He would have been sitting at 4.
Yeah, he would have been sitting at
The
4. So
Jets
you
would
can
have
go.
taken him
you
at
can,
3. They were in love with
but
him.
somebody will be there.
Yeah,
Somebody
true.
that means somebody will be there at 4. So you go get a different need, and
Which is running
and
back for them.
And then in the 4th pick, they skipped over Bradley Chubb. And as a Denver Bronco fan, I was just elated. We have the best. Yet again, we're gonna have the best pass rush in the NFL.
In my opinion, here's what they should have done. 1 overall, Saquon Barkley. He is the best running back that the draft has seen in so long. He's just a standalone talent. He's a stud, and he's going to be so good in New York. They're so dumb for passing him up because you can get Baker Mayfield at 4. You could have gotten Baker Mayfield at like 10 probably if you had that pick.
I
would have
just
fell.
Eli Manning's just sitting fat and happy wherever he's
Now
at. He's just
now he can hand the ball off.
yeah. Now he's got job security too for the year. Nothing's going to happen to Eli for the next 12 months.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe they take Mason Rudolph or Luke Falk in 2nd or 3rd
Yep.
round here. Maybe Kyle Laletta.
Yeah, I've heard that name too.
FCS football. I
I
love
don't
it.
think any of those guys have a true shot of playing any ball in the first year of their careers.
first
maybe
year or two,
maybe
yeah.
Mason Rudolph, maybe, but that would have to be because of injuries and everything. So, who do we have at number 2 last night?
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
So he was with the Giants. Then number 3 was the Jets.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Which I think is a good pick for them because they needed somebody. He fumbles the ball and he kind of throws interceptions over, but he's very pinpoint. I like about him is that he's going to challenge himself throughout his career because look at his pro day. He didn't start until it was raining. And I think that says something about his character and his drive. So that's a good pick for the Jets. I really like that one. The only other guy I would have wanted to see head off the board probably before him quarterback-wise was Josh Allen.
Yeah, I just think
Rocket arm.
USC
Big arm, looks good in
USC
shorts.
quarterback going
Big
to the
hands.
Jets. That's
Again.
Proven winner.
the Jets haven't had good luck with USC quarterbacks.
No.
So I mean, there's only one other guy, and that's the Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble, one of my favorite NFL plays of all time.
That's such a good play. That's never gonna die.
No, it just epitomizes like NFL follies. Like, you know, the NFL on the NFL Network, that show, you know. That's just what it is. It's awesome. So then at the 4th pick, we had Cleveland. They went with the corner.
Denzel Ward.
Reach and a half.
Yeah,
that's a stretch.
I like-
But let me say this. I will add that Cleveland's secondary needed more help than their core of their defense. Like,
Trade down then.
it makes
Yes.
sense, but at the same time, they could have gone about
Bradley
they
Chubb
could have gone
and
about it a
Myles
better way.
Garrett. They would have the best pass rush in the NFL.
And
for
my-
years to come.
The one thing,
Yes.
the one thing I would like to point out, Baker Mayfield, not a big fan. Ohio State fans aren't big fans of Baker Mayfield, so maybe this was trying to patch that wound up. I can't find my words
No, I
today.
feel it.
Did you see the? There was like a little behind the scenes thing where Hugh Jackson came up to him and was like, or he gave him a call or whatever, and he was like, "Hey son, like, how would you like to be the first pick of the NFL draft?" And he just started crying like, "I would love to, coach." And the caption was just, he's crying because his career is over.
Well, we'll see if this one finally pans out.
Yeah.
What number of quarterback are we on? We're 27 or 28 since
What do you
1999?
think about the Johnny Manziel?
There is no
comparisons?
comparison.
Really?
There is no comparison.
Off-season.
You've got
Off the field antics.
But the thing is with Baker, like, Baker messed up, Johnny messed up, but
not really.
But Johnny
no.
didn't mess up in college. Johnny messed up when he made it to the NFL.
comeback season.
Comeback season, I like it.
I think. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Johnny Manziel was being a college kid behind the scenes. Like, let's not joke ourselves. He's not like the most picture perfect human being before he got into the NFL.
Oh, no.
Baker Mayfield just got a loud mouth, man. That's pretty much it. I think there is one thing on his record. He's just someone I'm not worried about. You know, if I'm drafting, I'm not worried about, you know, having him on the field or having him on my team. I know that if you're getting Baker Mayfield, you're getting definitely a leader on the team and someone that's not there to screw around. And so I think that's kind of the biggest thing out of the quarterbacks was he's that guy in this draft. 5th pick, we
Bradley
had.
Chubb.
No.
Oh yeah, it was Denver. It was Bradley Chubb.
I got the list.
You
up,
got the
ready
list
to go.
What do you what I mean, I think this guy is the best player in the draft.
You think Bradley Chubb's better than Barkley?
Saquon.
If Barkley can pan out kind of like Alvin Kamara did, yes. But I just NFL's a different game. We'll see.
Okay.
Leonard Fournette was considered that once in a lifetime running back
So
when he
is Zeke
came out too.
So is Zeke. And
Yeah.
Zeke and Leonard Fournette both had great rookie seasons.
Yeah, they did play very well.
And I think the best player in the draft went at 6, but obviously I like the lineman more than other guys, obviously, being a former high school lineman myself. But Quentin Nelson, he's a great guy. I like it.
What was the other guy from Notre Dame to tackle?
McGlinchey.
McGlinchey. That's who I want. That's who I wanted to fall to us. You know, it wouldn't have happened, but he's just so versatile. You can put him literally at any position on the line, and that seems like the Vikings' kind of draft pick is you need someone that's because on the line that can play all these spots because we always have line issues for health. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's not really much else to say other than the Vikings' offensive line needs help.
So
And I think
we'll fast forward to pick number 30 then. We took the cornerback out of
Mike
Hughes,
Hughes.
the defending national champion, University of Central Florida. He is lethal in the secondary. He is a punt returner. He's a kick returner. He's speedy. He's got good hands.
Okay.
I enjoy him.
Okay,
look
so
good in
here's
shorts?
I haven't seen him in shorts yet.
Here's my thing about it is I never like drafting a punt returner at number 30, especially when we have a very good
that
punt
wasn't
returner.
his primary
That's not the
position.
Let me finish.
All right.
I don't, but I'm not one of those people that goes, we didn't draft O-line at the with our first pick. That's not the end of the world, even though that's our biggest need. I see a whole lot of different needs on this Vikings roster, but it's not like pressing needs. We don't have any pressing needs on our roster.
Yeah, I think you can make the case that nickel was definitely a position that a nickelback was definitely.
I don't think that's. I think that'll get solved up this year with Mackenzie Alexander going outside and Trey Wayne's going inside.
Okay.
I just and
corner
is,
helps it out too, though.
Corner is that one position where we only got 3 of them.
Yeah.
So that it was a good pick in that standpoint. I just don't like seeing it on draft day when all of his highlights are coming off of punt returns and tipped interceptions where he's returned to the house. Like that's promising. It's good.
But you have to keep in mind he played 2 years. He played 2 years of Division I college football. He played a year at Kentucky.
North Carolina.
Or North Carolina. Yeah, thank you. North Carolina
No
in 2015. 2016 he played at community college. And 2008 or 17 he played at UCF. So his highlight reel is shortened. I mean,
see, here's the stat that I don't know that I want to know. When Mackenzie Alexander came out, the stat was he only
He didn't have any-
6% of all passes throughout the season on Clemson's defense went his way. He didn't have a single person score a touchdown on him the entire year. He didn't have an interception. Now that's a lockdown corner. That's a stat I want to see. I don't know that about this guy. I don't, and that means more to me than someone running around the field, to be honest.
I think with
This is something I am uneducated with this draft.
I think with Terrence Newman gone, which I'm happy about. I mean, I don't know. Did he retire or did we just let him go?
I don't know.
I think
He's
he
still
might be
probably trying
asking
to
for
play.
more money, but
I don't think they sign him again.
I'm sure he's still trying to play somewhere.
Yeah,
He's a
but-
football guy.
Yeah, he is. But you have Xavier Rhodes, who is in the conversation for best corner in the league. Behind him, Trey Waynes, who has a lot of potential.
Lots of speed.
Lots of speed, I think a lot of potential. But then that third guy, who you might want to have cover that slot receiver possibly. If you don't put Trey Waynes right there, who's the second?
Mackenzie Alexander.
But I don't know. There was a
This
couple.
is his year, man.
There was a couple instances where I just saw him get not. He just didn't cover his guy well, and I don't know. I saw a lot of flaws, and if he buttons it up, then I'm fine with this. And then that pick is kind of but
I think you'll see. Improvements because every cornerback I feel like that's come in into this Zimmer system, it's taken them 2 or 3 years to to really gel into it. You saw it with Xavier Rhodes especially. And now hopefully we'll see it with Trey Waynes coming up in this next season. Another spot where I'd like to see the Vikings get some help is Sendejo's spot. Now I'm just not, he's the hitman. I mean, Harry, you got that funny nickname for Harry, but no one hits pound for pound. Andrew Sendejo is the hardest hitter in the NFL. And
not even Vontez Burfict.
I was gonna say, you can make an argument
he's
for hardest hitter.
He's like 180 pounds. That's what I'm trying to say.
But
though.
on our team, yeah. No, I totally get where you're coming from. But
But we need someone back there that can cover. Is my big thing. I did like our 7th or 6th round pick last year in Javon Curse. I've been talking about him.
I like the 6th or 5th round pick more. It's Bullringer.
Yeah. Is he even on the team anymore?
Can't wait for him to get called up.
Is he still on the on our
squad.
practice squad, or is he on a different practice squad?
I have no clue.
I have no idea either.
He's
I mean, to your point about
German Randy Moss.
Sendejo, Harrison drops down into the box so often. I think, like you said, they need a guy who's able to cover more, but I don't know if they can find that guy in the draft or free agency. But I mean, I feel like they've had the chance to maybe address that problem or find someone better, and they just haven't done it yet. So.
And it doesn't help. Well, you can look at this in a number of ways. They re-signed Sendejo last offseason, so I mean that really shows Zimmer's confidence in Sendejo. And I do like him on the team. It's not like he's a bad player or anything. I just think he can have better in the position. What about receivers? Do we see the Vikings going receiver today? We got 2 picks.
No.
If they were going to go receiver, I could have saw them trading up 5 picks to get Ridley last night.
Okay, so
That's a very good point.
I mean, so we've got on roster Stephon, Thielen, Treadwell,
Kendall Wright, and then
Stacy Coley,
Stacey, yep.
and then we got one other guy, right?
Who did they just get? Was that Coley?
No, he's last
Kendall
year.
Wright.
Kendall Wright. We just got Kendall.
Sorry, different. That I was
Jarius
thinking.
is gone now,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. For some reason, I mean that.
Yep.
Hilarious that he took 17 from Jarius, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's gonna be
if
odd.
you own a Jarius Wright jersey,
You
You're
don't have to.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
you
it's
don't
perfect.
have to buy a new one.
I don't
Congratulations.
know. I
yeah.
haven't seen too many people with Jarius Wright jerseys, but he had been here for like 6-7 years. It
Hopefully
felt
that
like.
happens with my Bielitsa jersey. If the next guy will be named Bielitsa too. Hopefully. Hey.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's a very common last name.
He just went.
Yeah.
No, I know Nemanja Bleets. I know who he's
Yeah.
talking about. I didn't know there's a second one though.
No, there isn't. That was
Oh.
supposed
He
to
was
be
trying to
funny.
make a
I'm
joke.
sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
I got you,
It was. Some of them got it.
I'm-
Nathan was laughing.
I got it.
I'm gonna give that one a 3 out of 10.
That's because we
Hey,
spend a
me
lot
too.
of time with Drew.
Hey, you're not the host.
That's why we understand.
I'm the one that does the rankings here.
Okay.
You got a 4.
Yeah, going up.
Wow.
All right.
Everybody listening, he winked at Drew after he said that, just out of spite.
Yeah. Something I want to touch on. I'm sure we'll get back into the NFL draft. But I want to go to the NHL, the Golden Knights.
wow.
So I watched the game last night for about 30 seconds. Well, actually a little bit longer than that.
Did you?
About-
Did you watch the game or did you watch the?
I watched the first 15 minutes where they scored 4 goals.
Okay. All right.
But my favorite part was the pregame festivities. And if you follow me on Twitter, you would know that I was just really happy about it. They were great. They had 2 knights go skate out there and fight each other. That was cool. And then they have this like castle thing. They're knights, whatever. That's cool. But in front of them, they had a bunch of drummers. You know, the guy from Star Trek that has he has a little visor over his eyes. You can't see his eyes. I can't remember his name. But they were all wearing these like glowing glasses, just like he would wear. And it's like, dude, you guys are in front of a castle and you're trying to go all futuristic. Like, this is Vegas, baby. It was cheesy.
Because they're the future of hockey.
Yeah, and most of you guys are like, this is old news. But for me, this was like my first experience of a Golden Knights game.
I don't know. Like, they have had so many question marks about them. New expansion team, first time in the playoffs, this, that. And they're proving everybody that they are a legit team, and they put up 7 goals against
Sharks.
the San Jose Sharks.
The team that
I
swept
was a
the
little
Anaheim
shocked.
Dogs.
And we watched a little bit of
Yeah.
we wish
We were flipping back and forth between the
And
draft and
the-
the Milwaukee Boston game.
the
last
main
night.
thing that stood out to me is when they were on a 5-on-3 penalty kill, and that Sharks offense is, I mean,
Their
they can score.
The Sharks' power play against Anaheim was insane, and then to see it get shut down that quick in the Vegas series in Game 1, I think the Sharks' power play has to start clicking. For
So
them.
if we go back to the regular season and the Wild make a little bit better of a run, and they would have to actually drop a few games to end up playing the Golden Knights, I think, because they're the 1 seed, correct?
They were. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Do we now, since we've seen what we've seen from this team, could have the Wild matched up with the Golden Knights?
They swept them in the regular season, so I don't know why that wouldn't
the-
have continued into
The
the
regular
playoffs.
season is totally different than
Well,
than
yeah,
playoff
but-
hockey.
I say no because you don't have Ryan Suter. Halfway through, you do lose Zach Parise. You have Jared Spurgeon, who was questionable with that injury coming back. Did they rush? Did they not? Was he fully healthy? Was he playing like Wayne Simmons, who we just found out had a torn pelvis the entire season? How do you do that? How do you play hockey?
Hockey guy
a
there.
full,
Yeah.
a full season with a torn pelvis.
How does
Yeah, that's
Stamkos
just-
play after that slap shot hit him in the face a few years ago, too?
How did Morgan Riley come
Exactly.
back to the bench after taking a Zdeno Chara slap shot to the chicklets? I
Exactly.
don't know.
To the chicklets. Oh, jeez. I can't even imagine, dude. A puck. Oh, my gosh. So we got some other matchups in the NHL, though.
Yeah,
And
we
this
sure
is the start of Series 2 for all the
Yep,
all the squads.
This is the conference semifinals.
The
so round
conference semifinals, round 2. Who we got?
Tonight you have Nashville and Winnipeg going up, starting in Nashville. This one's going to be fun to watch. Hellebuck and Rene are going to be the big matchups there, the goaltenders.
All right, 1 second. Time for acapella again. Guess what time it is? Preds Nation.
I like it. I love it.
I want some more of it. I don't remember what he said, yeah.
It's time.
Yeah,
I
so
kinda
yeah,
remember that
Preds
one.
Nation.
Oh my God, where's Nate?
Yeah, where's Nate when you need him?
He's
So
walking.
where we think about that? The Preds are, I think, the Preds of the Jets. I think this will be a good series. Both these teams are pretty physical, correct?
Yeah. You got big body Bufflin. You got Tyler Myers. I don't know if he's gonna be back for the series or not.
Bufflin is a G. Like every time I would feel like I saw a Wild player try and like run into him or hit him, he would knock them over while they're trying to hit him.
I thought he murdered Mikko Koivu.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But then you got just that team is just scrappy. It'll be fun to watch because Nashville, I feel like they still think they got kind of not cheated out of it, but they just fell a smidge short last year, which they did. They lost to the Penguins in the Stanley Cup final. So they're trying to get back there and repeat what they should have probably finished last year. But this Winnipeg team, their fans are maniacs. And I don't mean that in like the fun way. They're maniacs. Like they're like Toronto, except now you have the entire nation of Canada backing them. So it's going to be intense.
All right, so we got that matchup. I'm going to take the Jets in that one.
Just because?
Just because.
Just like Patrick Laine's beard. That's why, right?
Oh,
No.
Patrick Laine's beard is gorgeous.
I think Bufflin's a G, dude. Like he annihilates people. It's awesome. So all right, that's one matchup. We've also talked about the Sharks and the Knights, and now who do we got, AJ?
We got Boston and Tampa Bay, and this is going to be
Chara plays for
a
the Bruins,
series.
right?
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
he's ancient now.
I
though.
feel like I say that every time, anyone brings up Boston on the radio show. I'm like, oh, they got Chara. That's what I know.
This will be a good one. At the beginning of the playoffs, I thought that it was going to be one of these two teams who win the cup. After seeing Boston almost choke it away against Toronto, who I didn't think was going to be all that good in the playoffs, I am all in on Tampa Bay this round.
Okay, Tampa Bay.
The Lightning are going to be they're going to be striking 4 times.
Are they going to be skating real hard up and down the ice?
They will be.
That's good.
Cycling that puck.
They're going to cycle the puck, get it to the. I'm trying to think of some hockey cliches.
You want to move on to the most anticipated matchup of the second round?
Yeah, while I try and think of some cliches.
Perfect. The Washington Capitals hosting in the first game the Pittsburgh Penguins, and this is the 10th time.
Third time in a row. I don't know.
Tell-told story of the Washington Capitals.
The last 10
Are they
meetings.
going to lose?
Last 10 meetings between these two teams, Pittsburgh is 9-1. If it goes to a game 7, Pittsburgh is 3-0. So Washington, you're the higher seed, I think, yet again.
Got Ovechkin.
You have Ovi, who, he's a guy.
No one expects.
The old Rusky.
Who
no
won?
one
Wait,
expects.
who won last night?
Pittsburgh won.
The Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
the
right.
Pens won 4-3.
The game it was 3-2, but
Oh, my bad.
it was
forgot.
2-0 in like the third period with like 18 minutes left. So we were flipping back and forth between the draft and hockey. We turned back to the hockey game. It's 2-2, and it was only a minute.
It was a
it went
span
by.
of like 90 seconds, and we were like, "Oh, all right, Pittsburgh,
Flip back to the
We
draft.
see
Flip
you.
back. Pittsburgh's up 3-2 on a Jake Gensel tip.
that was amazing."
Jake Gensel is so mediocre and can get lost in a team during the regular season. I don't know what it is about this kid, but he channels like hockey spirits and just like past legends when it comes to the playoffs.
Is he good is he good on the forecheck?
Yes, Will. He's good on the forecheck.
I'm sorry, man. I just had to be a little bit
You
of
just
it.
take all the life out of this conversation. No, he doesn't just find a different gear. He like steps it up 3 gears. He is so good in the playoffs. And honestly, like teams in the future are he's gonna turn into, I don't even know, like not I was gonna say Justin Williams, but he just performs all the time. He's so good in the playoffs. Teams are just gonna have that mentality later on once he gets later in his career towards the end of whatever contract, and they're just gonna try to trade for him because it's like if you're in a playoff position, you need this guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wins another cup, just on his back alone, carrying the.
Where's he
Penguins
from?
Isn't he from?
He's from Woodbury.
Yeah, he's from.
Wow,
Minnesota.
Wow, he's one of us.
Yeah, he played.
Half the NHL's one of us.
Yeah.
He played for Nebraska Omaha
Yeah, I think
in
so.
an NCHC team. So if you want to be a college hockey fan, there you go.
Sweetness. Well, we're going to move it to the court now.
Yeah,
It's
let's
time
do
to
it
talk
up.
about some NBA playoffs. We had Boston and we had Milwaukee last night.
Going to game 7
All right.
tomorrow. And we got
What's up, Nathan Daggett? What's up with first of all, who won last night? Was it Milwaukee that won to
Yes.
force the game 7?
Yes.
Yep.
I honestly didn't get to catch the game. Obviously. So how was it?
I think it's been a good series. I think I think at this point it's whoever who's going to make the more mistakes is going to lose the game. I think both teams, Game 5, Milwaukee had a huge lead and they blew it, and Boston can close it out, and Milwaukee made a couple shots at the end to get it to Game 6, and then Game 6, Boston cut it back down again. Boston closed it out, and Milwaukee forces it Game 7.
There's
Go
two
ahead.
things that for me are the big highlights for this series. Brad Stevens is obviously showing that he's probably the best coach in the NBA besides Greg Popovich. I can't really think of many. I mean, I like Fizdale, but he's in and out of the league. He's not even on a current team, I don't think.
Coming to your Minnesota Timberwolves real soon.
I would love that because he gets young guys and Tom Thibodeau doesn't. But one of the things is they do have talent on that roster still, which is it's amazing to see them winning these games. I don't think if they do make it out of this round, they don't make it past the second round. And it's the same way for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now here's the flip side. You've got this team with some pretty talented players, and you should just put away Boston. Let them win 2 games or whatever, their home games. But you got to, without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, you got to put that team away.
Yeah, it's a credit to Brad Stevens. I mean, he gets his players to do the right things. When they have those coach mics up, I've always heard him say, put our players in the best positions. Don't let them do things they're not good at. And I think that's the example of what he teaches there. And I think next year they're going to be almost
unstoppable.
Yeah, they're going to be so good next year.
I love Boston too. When Kevin got traded there, that became a lot of people's team in the East here in Minnesota. So it's fun watching that team succeed.
I think it's a failed thing if Milwaukee can't get past the super handicap Bucks.
Yeah.
You got to write them off at that point because, with Giannis, they're an elite team. But if you can't get past this Boston team that's missing their 2 major stars,
Arguably, they're in their third.
Yeah.
And arguably their third best player, in
That's
Marcus
right.
Smart. He's not playing.
it's
Marcus Smart came back though.
Oh, he did.
He's back. Yep.
I still think if you're somebody in the Bucks organization, if you lose this first round, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
They
And
have
I
an
know that's not what you wanted to
accountant as
hear,
their coach,
probably,
though.
but
I wouldn't feel too bad.
Their coach is an accountant. Am I wrong by saying?
I'm not sure who their coach is.
Because it was Jason Kidd, and then they halfway
fired him.
through the year.
Is it Kiki Vandeweghe?
I have no idea what his name is.
I think it might.
And-
I remember reading that name somewhere. Well, here obviously, but
In our
In our-
final.
oh yeah. Oh, that's why you said that
Yeah.
name. You're trying to troll me.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
I don't
funny.
know. I don't know if that's actually it or not.
I don't know either. Shout out to Jim Gray for Kiki Vandeweghe though.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got LeBron's game winner. That puts them
I'm-
ahead 3-2. I'm so bummed out.
I know.
I love it.
There's no.
All right, 1 second. What mic are you? 5? Okay.
Enjoy it while we have it.
Yeah, enjoy your mic power while you have it.
All right.
I'm just playing.
I
I wouldn't
know.
do that to you.
I know.
The Cavs are just so bad because they get up and I'm like, okay, they're gonna put this game away. But then the Pacers come back all the time and they take the lead and it's like, close this game out, send LeBron home, and then they just can't do it.
Yeah, Victor Oladipo has really blossomed into his own. I think that's the biggest thing for the Pacers right now.
Yeah.
Was that goaltending on
Yes,
LeBron?
Yes.
they said it was.
It hit the backboard, so wouldn't it count as a shot? Like,
Yep.
But
Call
but it's LeBron.
call that.
It's LeBron.
Going back,
Call it.
wouldn't the Cavs still have won the game? Because it was a 2 and then
It was
the
a 3.
at the other
Yeah.
end.
I
I mean, the situation
So either
changes.
way-
The
Momentum. Yeah, it's
situation
true. I agree.
changes. You can't really just say, hey,
The
this is
Pacers
gonna happen,
only
you
guarded
know?
the 3 then.
Also,
Yep.
how are you gonna have Thaddeus Young guarding LeBron for the game-winning shot?
Who else are you going to
But
put
that's the
out
thing
there?
is you don't like Miles Turner's too big to guard LeBron. Victor
Victor
Oladipo's
Oladipo's
too
too
small.
small.
Lance Stevenson's your best
Right.
bet.
I would
I
say,
mean-
yeah.
I mean,
I would say you probably do stick Lance out there now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
See,
about
no,
it.
we throw his name in there. I'm surprised he hasn't been trolling LeBron as much as he has.
I mean,
in
it
the
sounds like
past.
he has a little bit at least though.
Yeah,
but it's not to the extent of what it was when he was.
He's not
in
blown
Miami.
in his ear.
Lance Stevenson also isn't as good as he once was either.
I don't think Lance Stevenson
You don't have
was
to be
ever
a
very
good basketball player to troll
But
somebody.
it kind of helps.
I want him to give LeBron a wet willy. That would be funny. That would be a sight to see. Must-see TV. So we also have the Rockets. Who are they going to play now?
winner of the Thunder and Jazz.
Thunder and Jazz. Oh, so they're going to play the Jazz.
Warriors.
Yeah,
I like the
I
Jazz.
don't know, they
That
better.
series, the two West series are going to be really good. Pelicans, Warriors. That's going to be an interesting series.
Yeah, that one will be good too. You got
Pelican.
You got Anthony Davis, Drew
Holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Combining for
Rondo is leading this team right
Yep.
now. Rondo is he's a playoff surgeon.
we have limited time left on this show, but did you just say that Rajon Rondo is leading the Pelicans? Did I hear that right?
As
saw
in
it last
as
year.
in as in a team leader.
He
Yes,
is.
We saw it
Rondo.
last year when Chicago played the Boston, and as soon as Rondo went out, Chicago lost the series. They
Rondo
won.
is-
They beat
I
Boston.
understand that he facilitates the ball extremely well, but Anthony Davis is just he puts up half of their points.
Rondo's out
I
there
get
getting-
that. That's I'm not trying to say that, but Rondo makes everyone on the team better. Anthony Davis does a very good job at making himself look very good, but he's not. Your center isn't going to make everyone else look good unless his name's Ben Simmons.
Rondo and Holiday had to go up against McCollum and Lillard.
They put up what? No, not Rondo. Rondo or Holiday and
Davis put up like 40 points.
87 combined.
That's awesome. I'm not trying to. I'm
No,
not trying
I
to
want to
downplay
understand,
that.
but I struggle with saying Rajon Rondo is the main reason why. I get that he racks up.
Not the main
assists.
reason. Anthony Davis is obviously the main reason, but without Rajon Rondo on this team, they wouldn't.
The emotional
I don't
support
think
and
they'd. Yeah,
whatnot,
I don't
like,
think
the
they'd be in
veteran
the spot.
knowledge. Just
Yep.
he's been there so many times. He's leading that team. He's mentoring a lot of the younger guys. He's the rock that is keeping their team together right now. And I would agree with Will to an extent.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for our show today. Thanks, guys, for coming in. No more a cappella for the outro. We're just going to go straight into the music. We do have the Black Ships here, and then I believe Brooks will be on next, so stay tight.